All right, let's just dive right in. No messing around. This is the big one, isn't it? The question that's probably been floating around in your head, maybe even keeping you up at night. Will an AI, a robot, some algorithm take your job? And hey, look, if you're worried about this, you are so not alone. This isn't just some conversation for tech geeks anymore. This is a massive shift happening to all of us, so it's totally normal to wonder, where do I fit into all this? Especially when headlines are throwing around some seriously scary numbers. So let's start with the number that got everyone's attention. The investment bank Goldman Sachs put out a report, and they predicted that AI could automate the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs. Let that sink in. 300 million. I mean, that's a staggering figure. And believe me, it's not just the bank saying this. Check this out. This quote is from Dario Amodei. He's the CEO of Anthropic, one of the biggest AI companies in the world. He said it could be a potential white-collar bloodbath. You know, when a guy who is literally building this technology uses words like that, you kind of have to sit up and pay attention. So yeah, that all sounds pretty terrifying, right? It feels like the robots have already won, and we're just waiting around to get fired. But here's the thing. Those huge, scary headline numbers, they don't actually tell the whole story. Not even close. The truth is, the whole conversation about AI swings from one extreme to the other. One day you read an article about how it'll create a perfect utopia, and the next, it's all about doomsday. But the reality? Well, it's usually somewhere in the middle. It's way more nuanced. So let's add some of that much-needed context. Okay, take a look at this. This is data from the World Economic Forum. And yes, they're predicting around 92 million jobs will be displaced. That is a huge number, no doubt about it. But look at the next line. They also project that 170 million new jobs will be created. You do the math, that's a net gain of 78 million jobs. So the story isn't just about loss, it's about transformation. New tech creates totally new kinds of jobs we can't even imagine yet. So this is probably the most crucial idea to wrap your head around. The difference between a task and a job. Think about your job right now. It's not just one thing, is it? It's made up of dozens, maybe hundreds of different little tasks. And AI is absolutely incredible at handling the boring, repetitive ones. You know, stuff like scheduling meetings, digging through spreadsheets, or answering the same 5 customer questions over and over again. It's not coming for your entire role. It's coming to free you up from the most mind-numbing parts of it. So here's how it all kind of breaks down. On one side, you've got the roles that are built on predictable, repeatable work. On the other side, you've got the roles that are way, way safer. The ones that need uniquely human skills. I mean, can you really program an AI to feel genuine empathy for a struggling student? Or come up with a bold 10-year business strategy based on gut instinct? Not really. The more your job relies on things like creativity, critical thinking, and real human connection, the more valuable you're going to be. So let's get specific. Where is this disruption really hitting the hardest? Well, it's no surprise that administrative roles are right at the top. So much of that work is just organizing information. We're also seeing it in retail, think self-checkouts, and in basic customer support, where chatbots are handling all the first-level questions. These are all jobs where the day-to-day tasks are super structured and predictable. That makes them perfect for automation. Now let's flip that on its head. What do all these professions have in common? Teachers, lawyers, therapists. They all need deep judgment, creativity, and emotional intelligence. An AI can't inspire a classroom of kids. It can't argue a complex case in front of a jury with passion and nuance. These jobs are built on the very skills that machines just can't copy. And that brings us to the most important mindset shift you can make. The future isn't you versus the machine. It's not about being replaced. It's about being augmented. The real game is figuring out how you can work with AI, not against it. Think of it like getting a superpower that takes care of all the boring stuff, so you can finally focus on the work that actually matters. So the question we should be asking isn't how do I survive this? It should be how do I thrive in this? How do you take this insanely powerful new technology and use it to become absolutely unstoppable in your career? This is where we stop playing defense and we start playing offense. All right, here it is, your 4-step game. First, embrace lifelong learning. Get curious. Play around with the new AI tools in your industry. Second, develop your soft skills. I mean, double down on things like communication and creative thinking, all the stuff AI is bad at. Third, be agile. Be the person who raises their hand for new projects that use this tech, not the person who runs from it. And finally, specialize your expertise. Become the absolute go-to expert in a niche that needs deep human insight. That's how you become too valuable to automate. So let's wrap this all up with the single most important point. AI is a tool. That's it. Just like the calculator was a tool and the internet was a tool, it's not your replacement. It's your assistant. It's your co-pilot. The people who are going to crush it in the next decade are the ones who stop being afraid of this tool and start mastering it. So we're going to leave you with this thought. Stop asking if AI is going to take your job. That's the wrong question. It's a passive question. The real question, the one that puts you back in charge, is this. How are you going to use it to level up, to become better, faster, and more valuable than ever before?